It looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the next set doomed to fail. Hey ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. I'm the Nerdy Attorney. Welcome back to a market analysis. There's a lot to talk about and a lot of movement that's been happening in the markets that I think has just been completely ignored in all the hype for Avatar: The Last Airbender. Make sure if you like this content, you like, subscribe, leave a comment below, let the algorithm know that you like this kind of content and you want to see more. First and foremost, we talked about the potential scalper activity on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collector display during my last video covering this set. Since that time, only 4 have been sold at much lower prices. There was that first $1,500 purchase from October 15th, then 5 days later we had $1,200, 4 more days after that we had $1,000, and then just 5 more short days after that we had $864, with a new all-time low of $806 with shipping included, 4 available. There is a massive supply right now compared to the demand. With 117 available, only 4 have sold, and the prices just continue to collapse. Why is that? Well, I think there was a cold bucket of water thrown on the entire Magic the Gathering collector booster market from Marvel's Spider-Man. This collector booster box is now sitting at below MSRP recommended price of $450. With shipping and tax, you're barely paying above that MSRP price for Spider-Man. You can see how it attempted to reach that $1,000 rarefied air that Final Fantasy had set as almost a new price paradigm in some of the collectors' minds, and it just continued to plummet. Release came, and boom, this thing was a downward roller coaster, and it hasn't recovered since. However, the demand, the purchases at this price, 3,600 total sold here with a low sale price of around $400, and right now you can see them at as low as $432 with shipping included. This set, in my opinion, I've said it before, but if you haven't seen videos with me remarking on it, I think the art is fantastic. I love Spider-Man, but this set, it was disclosed that it was rushed out and they forced it to become a large-scale set when it should have been something more like Assassin's Creed beyond boosters. That made this set doomed to fail from the beginning. That bad mentality of understanding that the initial intention and design of the set was being changed to such a degree that not only did they have to add in many commons and uncommons that clearly nobody cared about, and even some bulk rares is my guess, they even had to change the draft format to pick 2 in order to accommodate duplication and lack of card variation mechanic-wise, while they increased potentially the amount of treatments for the cards to bulk out the set and make it feel like a complete Magic set. Conversely, when you look at a set like Final Fantasy that was incredibly well received upon release and went nowhere but up, the cold water bath that Spider-Man has given to the market has also affected Final Fantasy. This has been on a slow decline since August, right around the same time that Spider-Man was starting to have a bit of retractions. We see here a recovery to $1,300 with 20 sold, and then boom, a pretty steep collapse as the market had to reconcile with the fact that people were not buying Spider-Man the way they should. We saw posts on Reddit and on Instagram where it was Micro Center with hundreds of boxes waiting to be sold at MSRP and nobody snagging them up. Total sold here, 837, with $1,500 being the high sale price. This low sale price is people just selling the box. Average daily sold 9. You can see the excitement for Final Fantasy has decreased. Now, there's a combination of reasons why that can occur. The money's dried up. As I've said before, money likes to flow from one direction to another. So if we've just looked at 2 charts now, where money is flowing away from the product, where's it going, you might ask? Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is the only box we're seeing have positive price movement upward since the release of Spider-Man. And the reason being, as I've said before, this is an incredibly desirable set mechanically speaking. It's clear with the bendings. They have created new mechanics that are both flavorful and exciting to Magic players both old and new. I'm sorry to interrupt, just hold that thought for 1 second. I'm excited to announce on this video my first ever sponsorship with Mana Pool. I have an affiliate link below if you want to support the channel, but take a look as if out of the future comes a new way to buy Magic cards online, where if you select a singular card, you click on it, they will show you all of the previous printings. You know I like to bling out a deck, watch my Dragon deck tech, or the new Spider-Man deck tech, and I just realized there's a $39 rogue passage from the secret layer that also had the Eldrazi monument. I love this style and I discovered it right away just by clicking on it. This is a great way to buy Magic cards, and believe it or not, the prices are not directly linked to TCG. I was surprised to see that even for Avatar: The Last Airbender, we have 3 available at $594 right now coming out of Georgia from someone with 631 sales. Beyond that, you have some at 600 for 2 available. So there are plenty right now. There are 6 booster boxes available below the price of TCG right now. So if nothing else, add this into your rotation and use my affiliate link below in order to support the channel if you're looking for new sealed or singles product online. Of course, I always say support your local game stores, but if you need to buy online, Mana Pool is the way to do it. All right, now back to the video. It's still astounding to me they did not make Commander products for this. You could have had 4 Commander decks, Earth, Wind, Fire, Water. It would have been insane. It would have been a smash hit. I could see many people wanting to buy all 4 of them to pick out pieces to build a Aang Avatar complete deck, whatever his final card is called, the Wooburg Aang Avatar of the Last Airbender. So all this is to say that the money does go somewhere. There is excitement. The only collector product seeing excitement since the cold shower that was Spider-Man is Avatar. Now, the low price here listed $688 with 32 available, 1,500 sold. We're seeing a lot of price activity on Avatar. People are excited for it. And now the mechanics are coming out, it does look very good. The art looks very good except for those showcase cards where it's basically screenshots of the show. And I'm blown away that nobody decided to make the colors more clear, make the black lines a bit more firm, just make the whole thing look more crisp. Instead, it really does have a screenshot vibe to it, and some of the cards are just brutal. But regardless, going back to the initial proviso of this video, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is absolutely doomed to fail. I mean, when comparing it to something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which really does fit in with the vibe of the Magic universe, you have almost spell slinging within it, you have the elements which match perfectly to color identities. You couldn't find a better fit for Magic the Gathering, for Universes Beyond, if it wasn't strictly speaking Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, or some of the things that directly inspired the game itself. So looking at something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where nobody's buying, everyone's trying to sell, it's just not a good sign. Not to mention, we already have AI art allegations, which I don't know whether they're true or not, regarding the pizza in the lands. It just looks kind of strange. If you look here on Scryfall, you can see just there's a weird sort of quality to the way the paint works, especially with this one. The thumb appears to be in the wrong place there with the way the crease is. Just all of it just feels a little bit off. You're missing that third point for the sigh. I don't know if AI was used for this. I really am not. I don't want to be a part of that rumor train, but this is just not an inspiring looking set of lands. So you have a few foibles right off the bat. You have the weird reception to these lands, which are already printed, already in packs, and I'm sure ready to ship at this point or very close to it. Not to mention, there is a more skeptical approach to collector booster products, especially in the wake of what happened to Spider-Man. Imagine being somebody who was speculating at $1,000 a box going, oh, well, Final Fantasy's at $1,500. There's a box right now, $1,000 is a discount. By the time that this reaches $1,500, Final Fantasy will be at $2,000, just like Lord of the Rings Holiday Edition. Now, it's important to note, this set seems to be inoculated from whatever happened with Spider-Man. It didn't have any real decrease. In fact, it's around all-time high territory of $2,500, 35 total sold. Right now, the lowest listed price is $2,550, and we saw the most recent sale being earlier this month at $2,600, and one of them at $2,800 on the 4th of October. Absolutely insane. So while the price action is a lot slower for this set because less people are buying it, you do see that there hasn't been some giant sell-off and people aren't panicking so bad. I mean, we do see a $2,550 after the last sale being $2,680. So there's an argument to be made that this is a beginning sign, a signal of panic selling for more expensive products. But at this point in time, you got to imagine most of the people holding multiples of these boxes have had them for some time now and are deep into the profit territory and won't start panicking until it gets down to that $1,200 range or even lower, depending on when they bought into this product and when they're looking to sell. So at the end of the day, I think that the chips are stacked against TMNT. You had Final Fantasy, a giant smash success, seeing extreme retractions after Spider-Man. You have Spider-Man being the first set after Final Fantasy, seeing extreme retractions so close after release from Universes Beyond premium products. So really, there are a lot of signals here pointing to a retraction in the market. The real question is this going to push into a bear market for Universes Beyond products? Will Avatar be the proverbial dead cat bounce for the collector booster market, with the death nail being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I think there's a real chance that TMNT just continues to drop and drop and drop to pre-release MSRP prices being a thing, which between you and I think is exactly where a collector product should be. $450 is already well above the initial asking price for collector booster products. Just 2 years ago, we were looking at $190, $200, $230 per collector booster box upon release, and even that was an expensive proposition. Now, play boosters are usurping that price point at around $150 to $180 per box, and now collector boosters are at this $450 ridiculous price to begin with. Until these packs are opened, until secondary market value is proven, it cannot be seen as a wise thing to do to buy these boxes at $800, at $900. It's just crazy to me. And even with a set like Avatar, that we've seen most of the cards now, and a lot of them look really good, really flavorful, really fun to play, exciting new mechanics, even that has only corrected about $80 and has leveled out as a result. Let's look here, closer charts. It even hit resistance at $695, back down to $640 for about a $100 correction with these new releases coming out and new excitement, but a lot of people buying the product. So at the end of the day, I think Avatar might be another exception, but I don't think it's going to be Final Fantasy. I don't see these boosters going to $1,500. Frankly, Final Fantasy probably shouldn't have gone there so fast, which is why we're seeing some of the retractions. Either way, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Avatar is a beginning in the correction of the collector booster market, or is this just the dead cat bounce that will lead with the death nail of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That's just my guess. None of this is financial advice. I'm just looking at the charts, and this is what I think is happening. I don't see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles having the chance to succeed in the wake of Spider-Man. And if we see a similar aggressive chase in Avatar: The Last Airbender for a select few cards that devalues the majority of the new releases to below $10 price points, it's going to be very, very hard for collector booster product to maintain even a $600 price point months after release if only 1 or 2 cards per case can justify the cost of that box. At the end of the day, when the chase cards are all that matters, everything else is devalued and cheapened, and I think these prices are reflective of that. Ultimately, I think Magic needs to return to a point where you can buy the product at MSRP upon release, and your reward for being an early adopter of a set is more reasonable pricing that has a chance of appreciation, as opposed to FOMO at the top with only a chance of that value going down. Either way, thanks for watching. I'm the Nerdy Attorney. Hey, if you like this, you can watch other market analysis videos, or I got some really cool box openings here as well. 2 boxes, battle it out, and you'll see who wins. Either way, thanks for being here. Be awesome to each other. Don't forget to play Paper Magic with your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Court is adjourned.